Very good morning. On the same time zone as me, it's always a bonus when we're on the same time zone. I have Mako Reactra, otherwise known as Ryan Lessard. Very good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Just had a race yesterday, so got home pretty late, and now I'm kind of relaxing because it's been a busy few weeks.
Yeah, it certainly has. We were both down in the heat, in the humidity in Birmingham, Alabama for the World Games. I was commentating on the canopy piloting. You were there with the FPV drone racing. We are the air sports of the World Games. Tell me about it. Tell me about your experience, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm still on cloud nine from it. This is actually drone racing's first World Games. I don't know if canopy piloting's been in the World Games before.
Yeah, we've had a few.
Yeah, so it was our inaugural year, I suppose. So we had a lot to prove. I think we did a good job. The event was really well organized. There were 21 men and 10 women, so it was great to have a mix. And we raced over 2 days, qualifying the first day, bracket racing the second day. And it was just really amazing seeing like pilots from all over the world, ones that I know from online and haven't gotten to meet in person and actually see them fly. And we raced a bit at night, and that was really cool because all the drones have LEDs on them, and the course was all lit up and you could really follow it pretty well in the evening.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I was down in China in Shenzhen for the FAI drone racing finals, and the nighttime stuff there in that stadium. It was superb to watch.
Yeah.
And you were in the protective stadium in Birmingham, the big 70,000 seater, right? Wow.
I know. That was really neat. At first, we were going to be where you guys were.
Right.
But the group FAI and David and Kyle, all these wonderful people who organized the event, met with the FAA quite a few times because there's an airport right there. And normally you have to be 5+ miles away from an airport. There were planes flying right overhead.
Yeah.
So they had to get a lot of clearance to have this race. But we moved it to the stadium, which was really neat because I think it was better for spectators to see. We usually don't have a lot of spectators coming to our local races. So to be able to show the audience what we're all about, there's a lot of people genuinely interested in it. And I went up into the stands, talked to people, took some pictures. So I think we might have convinced a few people to look into the hobby a bit more. Or now we're a sport. So
yeah, right. What kind of comments or questions were the people giving you? What were they saying?
They were asking a lot about how we knew the course because, we're going so fast.
Yeah.
And we got the course actually online in a simulator about a couple weeks before the race. So we were able to practice it and learn it. Yeah. And then we were able to fly it there. So, and also they were kind of wondering a little bit about the goggles. A lot of people think they're VR goggles, but they're actually FPV, which stands for first person view. I have them right here to kind of show people. But this is how we're able to see where we're going. It's kind of like we're in the cockpit of the drone flying because there's a camera in the front there.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of questions like about that and about how fast they go and how to get started, those types of questions.
Yeah, I wish I would have got to have seen some. The last time I did the World Games, we had a day in between where we got to go and visit the other sports, but they kind of flew us in the canopy piloting, and then we were out. So we weren't even there for the end or the ceremony or see any other sports. I would have loved to have come and seen you guys.
That happened to me too. We were so busy with ours. I wanted to go see canopy piloting, but I had like the last day I was there and we were exhausted and the heat was just so bad that we ended up kind of just going to the airport.
How was it with the FPV goggles with the heat and like the sweat? I mean, does that cause any problems to see?
Not too bad, no.
Yeah.
We have a foam. Some people have a different one that kind of just soaks it all up.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad.
Is there many different makes and types of goggles, or are they all the same?
There are a few different types. I'm running the Fat Shark goggles, but they're Orcas, HD0. So I think Fat Shark's pretty popular as of now, but you might see a shift.
Yeah. And the other athletes taking part, was anybody that you were so stoked to actually meet, other pilots?
Oh, there were so many. A lot of the female pilots who are friends of mine online that I got to meet in person. Moga, she's from Korea. Luisa, Leo on Fire,
From
she's from
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
she's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then some of the guys, the France winner, Kilian Rousseau, he got the gold. It was really great meeting him because he didn't lose a race in that competition. He didn't lose a single race. So he was on fire.
He's absolutely incredible, isn't he? And you're a big supporter of women for FPV. We were just talking a few moments ago about My On High down in Australia now doing the cars, flying the cars. And we just mentioned a few of the female pilots. You know, you're a big supporter of trying to bring more in. Is it increasing the percentage of women in the sport?
I think so. I'm seeing more females race. In the beginning, there's kind of a few different sides of FPV. There's freestyle flying, because these drones are very different from aerial photography drones. They're not going to just sit and hover for you. Any input you put in or don't put in, the drone's going to react. They're fully manual, so you can flip them and roll them. But yeah, I've seen more women shift from that type of flying to racing now.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine we both started a Discord for women in FPV. So there are, 60 plus people in that group of all ages, down from like 11 up to, 50s. So the nice thing about this sport is that anyone can do it, really.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I mean, people of my age or a lot older than you might feel a bit intimidated by FPV drone racing because we just haven't got the reactions anymore of an 11-year-old, And but I suppose anybody can compete. You don't have to be a world champion, right? And right. you had a career. You still got a career in as a school teacher before you took this up.
Yeah. I teach fourth grade. I've been doing that now for, I think 12 years.
Yeah.
So they were thrilled that I was going to the World Games and telling me not to be nervous, wishing me luck, drawing me pictures. This whole school system's been super supportive of it. And it's great because I can show them, I can model both in academics and in real life, setting goals, overcoming challenges, celebrating success from hard work, to show that what they're doing in the classroom can translate to real life.
Your husband flies as well, right?
Yes, he is. He was my visual. So because we had a lot of FAA requirements, he was my visual observer / coach. So he was right by me every time I flew. He's been a tremendous help in building drones because we build all the drones and program all the drones that we use. So everything I've learned from building, I've learned from him. He's tech genius.
Fantastic. Who's the best pilot?
I am faster. Yes, I fly. I'm a better flyer, but he's definitely a better builder than I am.
One thing I've been looking at over the years is, the lag time, getting the 4K images on the screen that the people can follow and watch. How are we progressing with that? How's it going, Ray?
It's moving along. The thing about drones is the tech changes so quickly. There's always something new out. I'm flying analog still, and a lot of pilots racing are flying analog still. It's because you can get the lowest possible latency. You don't want a major delay or you're going to crash into things. So a lot of pilots are still flying analog, but HD0 is getting more and more popular, and the video looks a lot better. But freestylers, they're really focused on using like the DJI setups, like the DJI goggles, not necessarily their drone. They still build their own drones, but that's pretty high quality. But we're not at 4K yet. We put GoPros on our drones though, and that's how you can get some good footage.
When did you start flying? How long have you been involved?
I've been flying. I started flying these big guys in 2018, so around 4 years ago.
And how did it come about? Was it something you were already interested in, or did someone